everyone, I'm Professor Shirey and I'm going to be working with you this semester on English 115. This course is critical reading and writing, and this course is really about exploring efficient or more efficient test prep strategies, reading strategies, exploring the writing process. We're going to be working on things with memory and how to make study time more effective and efficient. One of the units that we work on that students find the most valuable is when we talk about memory and how memory works and the brain processes information, because students find it helps them become more efficient in their study process. We are also going to be doing a couple of essays. Don't worry, they'll be short and we'll scaffold into them. And we're going to be exploring the writing process of how it's recursive and revising and looking at things like MLA document design. So I want to take a minute and kind of share some things about our course. You're going to hear me refer to our course page quite often by Moodle, our Moodle page. It's a funny name, but it's called the course page, it's called the LMS, Learning Management System, or Moodle. All three of those really mean the same thing. And this is for our course anyways. This is where almost all of your resources are housed. The exception to that is you are required to buy the textbook, which is, let me make sure I get the right name, College Reading, Science and Strategies of Expert Readers by Janet Zadina. You can get it through the bookstore, of course, but you can buy it anywhere, pretty much Amazon, whatever. The word of warning I want to give to you is we do jump in with it pretty quickly. So you're going to want to order it. If you're going to order it, make sure it's you have access to it right away. All right, so I want to talk about some things on our Moodle page to get you comfortable. We're going to be working very heavily on the Moodle page in this course. So I want to point out some things and get you familiar with some items. You can see on our Moodle page right here, this is the Start Here section, which is where you're at. You are right here. You're watching the welcome video right now. There are other resources for you, such as the syllabus map, etc. And it is in your best interest to open each one of these and review them and read them and understand them. I also have some tutorials on Moodle itself. There may be some items that I didn't cover that you want to find out about. To view the tutorials, they're mostly video, by the way. And you can see, you just click the button and it will play, or you can watch it on YouTube if you prefer. And here are the chapter titles. They're descriptive, so it tells you what it does. So how do I delete a file on Moodle? How do I complete a quiz on Moodle? And so you can watch the video to kind of help you if you've never had experience with Moodle before. There's also a PDF if you want to sync your Google Calendar with the Moodle calendar for things, activities, those kinds of things when they're due. A lot of students choose to do that. There's a PDF on how to do that. In this section, well, actually, before we do that, I want to point out a couple of things. So there are icons all the way through Moodle, and these icons represent things, obviously. So this icon here, it looks like a page. It's an information page, which means when you click on it, it's going to open up and present something for you to either read or watch. This icon here with a W on it, this is a Word document. And this usually means you need to download it and then open it on your computer and read it. And you can quite often save these on your computer as well. This icon here is like a book. So it means it's going to have multiple chapters in it, and there may be multiple information pieces. For example, in this particular one, when you click into it, you can see each chapter, so to speak, and they're labeled over here. So in this particular one, there are 8 chapters, and you can see each chapter is really basically a page. In this case, I've just put videos on each one. Now, this icon here with the red box inside means it's a PDF. The PDF means that you can't alter it. A Word document, if you download and do whatever, you can change it. You just enable editing. You can modify it, those kinds of things. The PDF, it does not allow you to do that. This icon here means it's a lesson. A lesson means there are pages to read and questions to answer within it. Let me see if I can show you a couple other icons. You're going to also see icons like this. This icon here, it means it's a discussion. Discussion means you're going to have to contribute something, a post, and you will also have to reply, and others will reply to you. It's a public discussion within our class. So that means peers, I will be able to read everything you do, but so will your peers. Your peers will be able to read, and you'll be able to read all of theirs. This icon here means it's something you need to submit and hand in. So usually it is an upload. You're going to have to upload a document. And just a heads up, in this course, all documents must be uploaded in Microsoft Office Word. So definitely pay attention to that. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see if there's other icons. I think those are the big icons. Oh, so this is shaded out. It's kind of hard to see, but this icon here with a page and a check, that means it's a quiz. It's an online quiz embedded into Moodle. So that's just kind of an overview of some of the icons. Other icons you might see, let me see if I can point out a website. I don't know that I have one up here, but another icon you'll see on this side might be a globe. And when you see a globe, it's taking you to a website or an internet site of some sort. Okay. The other items I want to point out on our Moodle page are over on the right-hand side. You're able to kind of track your progress of how much you've completed and not completed within modules. And these boxes, there's two types. There are the ones that are solid and the ones that are dashed. Now, I'm going to pause for just a second because I'm in teacher mode and I'm going to try to go into student mode so you can see how they work. Okay, so I just wanted to be able to show you accurately how these work. The solid line boxes are self-check, which means you can check them when you're done with them. So I'm watching this video message now. Okay, great, check it off. I've watched that message. If they're a dashed or dotted box, it is a system check, which means there's some kind of criteria associated with it. And the system will automatically put that check in for you when you have met the criteria. So in this case, for this item, the criteria was you had to open it and download, which I did. And then the system put that check in for me. And so you can see it downloaded. I just need to open it up and I can read it at my pleasure. Okay. These other ones, it looks like solid. So I'm going to check. Notice it lets me check them. So just be aware, you can check them off, but you are responsible for knowledge and you need to be looking at things and reading them. These two items have criteria associated with them, and they will self-check when you have completed the lesson. So in this case, you have to click into the lesson, and lessons have pages of information, and then you read, you understand, and you have to answer questions within the lesson. So then you answer the question, you submit. Let's say I'm going to answer this one. Pay attention on this lesson because it will give you the correct response if you are incorrect. And then it will say, do you want to try again? You always want to do yes. Yes, I would like to try again. Why? Because both of these items count in the grade book. So you have an opportunity to start strong with 200% scores if you pay attention to the lesson. So read the pages, answer the questions, make sure if you get it wrong, you say, yes, I would like to try again. It will allow you to try the question again if you get it incorrect. Both of these lessons have to be completed and grades in the grade book before Module 1 will open to you. So I have set this particular course page up that by the time you watch the video, Module 1 is open to you, that you can go in and start working ahead if you want, or just read through or get familiar. However, you can't see it until you have completed both of those items. So get those items done right away. And then all of a sudden what you're going to see over on the left-hand side you will see module 1 appear. So like right now, you cannot see it because these items have not been done. So it will not appear. And so make sure you get those done right away. A couple other items I want to point out on our Moodle course page. That at the top, this is where I do announcements. I send you an announcement every week on Sundays. However, in here will be a record of every announcement through the semester. They're saved, so you can always refer back to them if you lose it in your email, any of those kinds of things. There's a FAQ discussion. This discussion is meant for you to interact with your peers in the class. So if you have a question, you're wondering, hey, does anybody know blah, 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 post it here. This is for interaction with the class. As a general rule, I don't engage with this. I monitor it, but I will only get engaged if someone gives incorrect information. I did start it off for you. These are common items that I get from students. So I posted the question and I also posted the answer for you guys. But anybody can post a question. Anybody can post an answer in the information exchange. It's wide open to our class. All right, another item over here on the top right corner, this is student support services and resources. And when you click into this, it takes you to a new page. So notice a new tab opened at the top. And there is just a plethora of support things. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can click into each one and it will take you to either resources on Wired or whatever it is that you might be looking for. It's worth time exploring this area. The first time you click into this, it'll ask you to enroll. All you have to do is self-enroll, and then it'll be open to you. You only have to do it once, and it should be good. The other one I do want to point out on here, though, is library and tutoring services. This particular one you're going to be interacting with heavily in this class. So when you click into this, the one we're going to interact with heavily is the Carol A. Tate Teaching and Learning Center. And this is where tutoring and support and writing consultations, this is where you make appointments for those things. So it is worth your time to watch these videos. However, this is where you make an appointment link. So part of our course is you're going to do a writing consultation, and this is where you click in to make your appointment link. So I would say watch the video so you're familiar with it. But anyways, this is Penji. This is the system we use. The video will walk you through how to do it, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So I'm going to get out of this page and go back to our Moodle page. Another item I want to point out on our Moodle page are my office hours. So you can see I have them listed here with days and times. Sometimes I am both in person physically, where you can come physically see me on site in my office, but I'm always available during office hours via Zoom live. So you can see, for example, in this one, I'm available both live in person, come see me, but also via Zoom. I'll have the Zoom link open, so you can either pop in that way from wherever you are in the world, or you can physically come in and see me. So pay attention, those links are open during those days and times on our Moodle page. The other item I wanted to point out and talk about are grades. So I'm a believer of the open grade book, which means I have full transparency. You can see your grades anytime, 24/7. I never hide them. So you click on that tab right there, and it will open grades for you. It will show all the items for you. Now, the dark is category and the light are assignments. So right now, obviously, there's not a lot there because we're just starting. However, the minute you do the lessons that I referred to earlier, that's going to post a grade automatically into the gradebook, and you should see those scores. It will add items in as I add them in on our modules. If you don't pay attention to anything else on this page, pay attention to the bottom one. Course total shows what your grade in the class would be as of that day. It does all the math for you for the weighting, because these things are weighted differently. Some are weighted heavier than others, those kinds of things. But the course total will do the math for you. And so that would be your grade as of that day. Now, remember, every assignment, every grade, it changes, it adapts, that kind of a thing. Do pay attention to the syllabus. Remember, I mentioned that you should read it. The syllabus tells you what things are weighted and how much. what you will see is when the grade gets posted, when the item gets posted, like right here, you can kind of tell. This lesson right here is 11 points. So your score will be 0 out of 11. You'll see the grade here and then what that percentage is. And then Moodle, this one is only worth 3 points, right? So every time an assignment goes in, if you look in the section, it tells you how many points it's worth within a particular category. Both of these are in the category of participation. As of right now, you don't have any other assignments in other categories. So that's how that is broken up. So that's the grades, and I've talked about office hours. I think I've covered the basics of our Moodle page. Couple other kind of words of caution, that type thing. On our course Moodle page, whenever you have to do an upload, you need to do an upload in Microsoft Office Word. If you look in the syllabus, you will notice also that that's a requirement, and a laptop computer is a requirement. So I don't do handwritten work. You have to upload physically by the computer. And so you can get, the good news is you can get Microsoft Office Word 365 for free. And you can find that in our resources, and you can download, if you don't already have it on your computer, you can get it. So it shouldn't cost you any money, but a lot of students talk to me about using Google Docs, those kinds of things. Moodle doesn't like Google Doc. You're going to have to convert it to like a PDF before you upload, those kinds of things. And again, you're going to want to refer to our Moodle resources, or you can reach out to me and I'll help you through some of that. Or you can reach out to our help desk or our TLC, Teaching and Learning Center. Any of those will offer you support in how to do that. I think that's it for now. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Sorry. I want to show you what a module will look like. All of our modules are set up the same or similar. So let me pause, and I'm going to open up one and show you. Okay, so this is module 1. Remember, you're not going to be able to see this module until you finish those other 2 items in the Start Here section. But I start every module. I try to upload a video that's specifically geared for that module, kind of an overview, if you will. And it also will tell you the topic overview, kind of the big idea for this module, objectives, what we're going to accomplish or what the goal to accomplish is, what objectives we want to accomplish within the module, task list, resources, activities, and then there'll be a summary. The summary will not always be visible to you until the end of the week. Each module opens on Sundays. I open them on Sundays. This is the only module you're going to have a requirement to do before it opens. Normally what will happen is I will just open it for you manually on Sundays, and then everything in the module, as a general rule, most items in the module are always due on Sundays, the next Sunday. So it gives you about a week's worth of work in every module. So a couple of points I want to really kind of emphasize with you, which is task list. Task list tells you what you need to do. Resources are exactly what they sound. They are resources provided for you in order to be able to complete the activities at the level you would like. And then, of course, activities and assignments, these are the graded items. These are items that go in the grade book. Quite often, they require an upload. Now, in this case, this is a forum. That means it's a posting and a reply. But you'll notice email etiquette assignment. This is an assignment. It's something you will have to do or submit in some way, shape, or form. So they go in this format every single module. I give task list, resources, and then activities. Activities and assignments are the only ones that are graded, that go in the grade book. However, I want to caution you, resources are there in order to give you information, help you come to an understanding, get comprehension about things that will be needed or will be graded on within those assignments. So do not ignore the resources. They are there to help you. I think that's it. That's kind of the overview of the modules. Modules are a week. I open them on Sundays. Not everything. Pay attention to due dates. Due dates are posted within every single graded item. So for example, in the introduction forum, When is it due? I'm telling you, posts are on Wednesday by this time. Replies are due on Sunday by this time. In the other assignments, you'll find them within the assignments. I always give you the due date. So this particular one, the due date is this day before this time, okay? As a general rule, though, I do try to hold most items are due by Sundays. The exception is forums. When you post, you'll have to post by Wednesdays. I think that's it for now. This gives you kind of an overview. One other item in case you need it is we have the accessibility box as well on Moodle. And this is a great tool. It allows you to change font, size, even color. You can certainly mess around with that if you want to kind of change it to make it easier to read. I'm a big one. I like larger font. Even though technically I don't have a designated disability, I call it old lady eyes. I have old lady eyes, so I like a larger print because it's just easier for me to read. I can read it quicker. So I quite often will mess around with some of these things to make it easier. So feel free there. You don't have to have a registered disability to use that. We include it for everybody because it just makes the world easier for everyone. Okay. Again, I apologize for the length of the video. Let me go ahead and stop share and just talk with you a minute. I do want to encourage you to reach out to me anytime you have questions or concerns. Happy to talk with you at any point in time. Don't wonder, ask, because chances are I can answer. The other part of that is feel free to get support or help or just go talk to those at the TLC, Teaching and Learning Center. They are wonderful people. You're going to have some required consultations during our time together. However, a lot of my students just use them on all the time because the service is free. It does not cost you anything. And they're wonderful. They're wonderful people. Okay, I think that's it for now. Thanks for listening to me. I know it's a bit of a long video. Most of my videos are much shorter. However, we needed to go over some things and I wanted to make sure you had some good information. However, as always, reach out to me with any concerns or questions. And thanks for joining me on your learning journey for English 115.